I am not late. Totally. So, I welcome you all to my stream. Let's wait for more people. I hope you've been having fun playing Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Yes, as you can see, there are some lols I'm gonna leave out, so I'm gonna spoil them in advance. Many of them are one-off lols and lols that chime in just not to. One notable. Is my mic too loud? Let me know if it's a bit too loud. Yes, I have weird card powers. Chapter 7, yes. I'm gonna turn my mic a little bit down so you guys don't hurt your ears. Okay? Oh, it's not too loud. Okay, fine. Um, let's. Hmm. Just open my. I guess the XSR ones you're skipping. Yes, that's right. One notable thing on this is like. Lawl Nebula, I admit I'm still not too familiar with, so I'm skipping that one. Thank you. Welcome to the class of Professor Mirai. Thistlesy and Cassette I am skipping because those are little lols I am in charge of. As you can see, Lawl of the Lost is actually here. Hold on, oh, oops. Let me move. Uh, uh, Let me move myself a little down here you you can see the whole thing much better. Yeah, let people know that it's starting now. I want to see like. Well, we are gonna start with LOLs, whose the first row is not gonna have outside of Scapocon. There really isn't. I mean, just look up and Sydney deserves credit for creating this. I did not create this. Sydney did. Sorry about that. Mhm. Uh, you haven't missed anything yet. As you can see, it's completely empty. I'm just waiting for more people to show up. Yes, this is a trend. Basically, I am adding LOL characters. Every single LOL, almost every single LOL. And I will reveal them one by one. And I will be playing appropriate music to discuss all of them. Or something like that. I'm not really. I have Chrome now open, so I don't have to bother with like I I don't wanna reveal like special things, so but also I can be like peaceful and all. Uh, just make my uh, will Guile's team be played? Well, if Guile is chosen into one of these things, then maybe. Why is Smash Pass crossed out? Uh, well, this is awkward. Yeah, I didn't want you guys to. Well, I mean, now I know at least that the songs are. Mm. Yeah. I've taken care of that, but at least now I know that like anything that I play on my second monitor also plays on like my. Well, okay. The reason why Smash Pass is crossed out is because I couldn't really think of anything. Smash Pass is it's been so long since it has gotten an update, and I really can't put my finger on its identity. No offense to Smash Pass, I'm sure it's a good spin-off and it has its fans, but I mean, I'm just struggling to come up with stuff for it. But with that out of the way, I think we've got enough. Okay, we've got 20 people, so let's begin. Let's start with the one, the original, the OG Lawl. So for those of you who do not know, OG Lawl's identity, we all know every single, I think most people, I'd say about 80% of LoL community, especially those of us who were around really during the prime of OG LoL, probably can name the entire roster of OG LoL from memory. And to be honest, I do feel that for the original LoL there is a certain absence I've noticed. And yeah, it may not be the best received, but I think you all know what it is. It's Ronald McDonald! So, obviously, the original LoL is so well associated with Frollo Show, I think Ronald would be the most sensible. I mean, and that does make me really think about like, what makes people want like, what would a Ronald McDonald set be like for? Shin calls him Ronald McDonald, so it's not Donald McDonald like in. So it's Ronald McDonald is obvious. I mean, there's the whole. First of all, there's Frollo Show, and then there's the Villains Valley connection. And you know what's kind of fucked up thought I just had? If Ronald McDonald's was like made in like mid after the classic era, then there would be at least 60% chance that Ronald McDonald would be a codec character. Yes, I'm being serious because of all the scenes of Ronald manipulating people when I use the word manipulate, I kind of mean like, oh, you suck, you are a worthless person, you must summon to the evil people. Mirai quote in Thor at the Sky. I'm an old woman, I remember Thor at the Sky. Yeah, great pre-rival for Follow, you mean mid-rival. Maybe his moveset could use his various other pieces of media he was in. That's the kind of thing, I think Ronald would be kind of a fuckery character. Where he'd use like references to McDonald's, but also like references to Frollo. So basically, Mep versus Mep and Fegaline played somewhat like much more seriously. Yeah, no, wait, never mind. Who needs Ronald when you can have a... Okay, now we are back. Who needs Ronald when you can have a set based on that classic super cartoon with Ronald in it? Yeah, yeah, you're right, Katsooks. And I'm just gonna, well, we have a lot still a lot of characters to go. I would have gone into a tangent, like, but I feel like a tangent about Villains Valley would be more suitable to like. But yeah, I believe my own theory is that Ronald would be a codec character of some kind. And then his final smash would probably be like re-embrace your real self or something like that. You can unlock it by setting Ronald to the highest level. I called them Ronald. Oh, Mugen. I don't think Jin is a Mugen guy, so Mugen would not be referenced on that set. I think let's move on. Now let's go to Lawl ARL. I always say I knew Lawl ARL. I mean, I knew ARL to some degree. And I feel for his set we need I'll get you next time, catch it. Next time. Yes, Dr. Claw. I'm glad I did that without choking on myself. Yeah, let's play the gadget team, so. Banger Mario Bigshot, and it was Ronald Bigshot. Yes, Dr. Claw would like work as like, if you don't see him, like his chair would be constantly like turned on camera. Oh, sorry, I'd lower a music a bit. Oh. It's kind of, you know, OBS is kind of weird. It likes records a lot of like, it records a lot of music like super loudly. Sorry about that. That was a bit, I'm a bit embarrassed now. But the right arm of Exodia of the LoL franchise, Dr. Claw. But yeah, I think I don't like Dr. Claw's like actual design that they say is the canon design. The cartoon barely has anything though. No. I think he could like hire mad agents because every single episode deals with him hiring like dealing with some schemes. It would be probably like maybe if ARL ARL did continue best. Jonah James's, but if ARL wanted to go into a full-on Shin Ripop mode, he would have like made Dr. Claw into basically Jonah Jameson, but in his scheming and his like using, maybe he can turn fighters into mad agents in the middle of the fight. Would he use stuff from the SNES game? In that one, he moved around in his chair. Oh, yeah, good point. I would not take anything from the Disney movies. Dr. Claw's Dump and Pump. What is that a reference to? I don't want to know. Let's move on to our next character, which is Lawl YTB guy. His idol would be the chair. Yeah, he would be a boss character, pretty much. For YTB guy we have... Hello there! I am Dr. Rabbit! Yes, finally. I'm surprised YTB guy didn't do Dr. Rabbit. I don't have a song to play for him, and I'm still kind of embarrassed that I had no idea, like, the music I played accidentally drowned my own music. Yeah, he's obscured by his chair. Dr. Rabbit. The Black Monsters. Yeah, Dr. Rabbit... YTB guys should have just done Dr. Rabbit so none of us would, like, be arguing with that. And now we've got, like, people saying that why people are having like Vandal effect things about Dr. Rabbit, like people didn't even know he was a thing. But that's probably because a lot of YouTube posts around Dr. Rabbits are pretty offensive. And like Walrus guy was like doing a betrayal of Dr. Rabbit as like a weird, very problematic character. SML Rabbit, so I will never play Super Mario Logan on this channel, you hear? Feed! Bad. Go in the corner. Anyways, SML is... No, my brain is now mixed up. Anyways, Dr. Rabbit, if White Epic Guy had just done Dr. Rabbit, the history would have turned out differently. Africa! And maybe like... Unrelated, but if the UTL updates into V version 13, will you update Lawl Gold? Maybe I'll wait a couple of years. Lawl excess stake focuses on making the opponent's distinct clean, which isn't a bad direction. I suppose. Totals Africa. I don't plan to get up. There's a 50% chance I might get a copyright strike. But we are about to like move on to our next choice, which is LOL Meta. And for this one, we want to go spooky. Considering LOL Meta's roster consists of characters who are indeed very, very spooky. So I give you the devil from that one Curse Game Boy game. I forgot, it was like Miss... What was it called? By the way, I donated to coffee. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy. What's this? It was something like misery.jb. But the devil, I am God here. That's what he says. Yeah, maybe... I swear I have the worst memory ever. Oh. Is that the guy from Empty Slot 2 LOL Beatdown? No, it's not. It's from this weird, like... It's obviously, like, inspired by Lavender Town creepypasta. Like, it's this spooky where you have to push blocks everywhere, and if you lose, this devil guy shows up and he's like, I am God here. He could represent, like, Nisei creepypastas from that era. Because I know LOL Meta had a lot of creepypasta characters. He had Sonic, Duct.exe, and Tailstall. Yeah, I'm so very sorry to hear about that. Let me just... I thought I was gonna, like, have a different... I'm gonna try and put up, like, a different internet connection real quick. That's the devil from Misfortune. Yeah. Mirai, try Rapid Live on stream. Do it for the funny. Hold on, let me change my internet. There will be some lagging, so be prepared. I'll be changing to my phone internet because it's much. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think we are better now. I finally got to watch season 4 of the Steven Universe. By the way, in which episode do Aquamarine and Topaz appear? Spots? The devil guy came from a game called Spots Adventure. I thought that was custom made. Let me look it up real quick. Let me... Okay. Oh, oops. Not my coffee announcement. Let me look it up real quick. No more, no. Oh. Sorry. Hello. How long is this? Okay, let's see here. Oh. Help, the princess has been kidnapped. I'll go and find the princess. Please make haste, my brave knights. Time passed and no one had returned. I am Spot the Wanderer. I've heard thy sad tale and will help. Thank you, Spot. I will pray for thee. Wait, oh, there's the demon guy. Does he like show up at any point in the game? Like does the sprite of it like... Yeah, I don't know. Deltarune Chapter 5 looks awesome. The audio keeps cutting off every few seconds. I'm gonna try. Let me... Does anyone else have that issue? I'm gonna see if I can. Let's go on to our intro at the end. Okay. We are kind of playing with our time here, so let's move on to Lawl Nova. Yeah, I feel like Lawl Nova has only one fitting choice. Globax! Yeah, Globax is kind of fitting because like he's some... Globax moments, exactly. Well, I mean, you've been a Rayman fan for as long as I've known you. And, like, Globax is kind of a meme. It's not only an iconic part of the Rayman franchise, he's also kind of a meme, and he has a lot of common with many characters in Nova's roster. He is a frog, just like Kermit. He's from a whimsical land, just like Hilda. He's not the main character, but he plays an important secondary role like Jade Harley. And he gets pussy like Hugh Neutron. The only problem with Globax is he is also in like Rayman Origin, and he has the same exact moveset as Rayman. And if you take stuff only from his appearances before that game, then you have like Cassetex Nova, Globax and Mr. Dogshipin. I don't even think they ever interact in any game. Like, I think they appear in Globax. Yeah, like Globax has the rain dance and stuff, and, you know, eating Andre the Black One. I think he would work really well in Nova. Mirai, have you seen the animation of the Infomaniac's Revenge? I have not. But yeah, I think I gave some justification. Yeah. I can see the plum juice being part of his set, absolutely. Speaking of which, I need to get back to working on Drahmi moveset since I only got 50% of it done. Though I mostly got to seek around to see what your prediction for my series is going to... Oh, I forgot that you were Maging Glaceon is like the creator of LOL Hyper Edition. Yeah, well, nice to see you here. I think you've said that before, but I keep forgetting it. Oh yeah, he was scrapped in favor of a magician. Why are you putting plums in Nova's cap? Oh, I forgot to play the music. I'm just kind of a... We have a... Next up... This character is weird, but I think they would fit Lawl Demic really well. This is... God, what's his name? I have a terrible name memory. This is... I give you... Derek Styles! Yes. Yes, and that's the song that's playing in the background. Trauma Center, it was made by Atlus, which also made Persona, and Joker was almost in Lawl Demic. Therefore, I think Derek Styles would fit in Lawl Demic perfectly. No, he's not from Persona, he's from Trauma Center, which is like a simulation game where you treat patients, you're a surgeon. Yeah. They are kind of... I think Esrion would like do a great job with them. With the custom spriting especially. I've also realized that Globus comes from a dreamlike world, so he'd fought alongside Sibyl and Irene. Yeah! Okay. I don't have much to say about. Is Vincent from Catherine his rival then? I considered someone from Catherine, but I'm not too familiar with that. That final smash should be defusing a bomb. I had no idea that happens in that game. No, completely new to that. Let's move on to our next choice. From LOLMAD. Why give you, since LOLMAD deals with a lot of critics and characters, I feel like the most appropriate choice for LOLMAD should be the Cinema Snob. Yeah, Cinema Snob. Considering LOLMAD has like weird characters and like exploitation, vaguely exploitation inspired characters, then I think Brad Jones would work perfectly in there. I thought that was Nostalgia Critic without a hat. Ouch! Yeah. Hey, considering there's so much you could do with Cinema Snob, I'm surprised he has never even showed up in an empty slot. Like, the dude is pretty... has a ton of potential, he's kind of underrated. He does look like a snob, not going to lie. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. It would fit in LOLMAD, considering almost everyone in Mad roster feels like someone he would cover at some point in his career. Considering Cinema Snobs covered like Pawn, just like Von Darkholm, niche animation movies, just like Leo, artsy gory movies, just like Patrick Bateman, and cross-out comedies that overdo the cross, just like Tom Green. And Linkara made a cameo in his Caligula review, and he's also made a bunch of other cameos. The cooler bald dog. I think Brad's been bolder longer than Dog has. Okay, next up we have Lawl Liquid Crystal. This is gonna be a FNAF character, but it's not gonna be like one of the animatronics, so Sydney doesn't need to like... Considering like Lawl Liquid Crystal's first character was a child from FNAF. Imagine if Mirai added herself in one of the exit out walls. Maybe. I'm not that much of an egoist, I'm only a moderate egoist. I think Gregory would work the best for this role. I don't know, I haven't played, obviously, the security breach, but I know Lemmy has. And I think Gregory still does some stuff in it, and I think, like, Gregory could also, like, team up with, what's his name, the Glamrock Freddy. I don't have the music in here because I don't want to play, like, I accidentally play a FNAF jump scare sound and scare Sydney away. Yeah, I think Gregory would work fine, and obviously you could make an Echo Fighter from the girl that's in the lead character in the pseudo sequel to that game. Or his final smash, he commits vehicular manslaughter. That happens in the game! It's Gregory commits vehicular manslaughter. What? First you tell me Derek's child defuses a bomb and next Gregory drives over some motherfucker. What? Still have 30 minutes until I'm off work, so I'm only popping in for a few seconds, but ultimately like I'm generally surprised she never did Donald, even before you know what. Yeah, I agree. He would be a good rival for Grindchild. We call him the bite victim in this house. Seriously, I have no idea why he's called the bite victim. I sometimes watch the earliest Stikes videos. Rumor has it Dr. Claw has new Canada. Yeah, I think everyone in this list so far has done some horrible crimes. Except Dr. Rabbit. He's been falsely accused of a lot of things, but he's canonically 100% wholesome. Hashtag redeem Hashtag Dr. Rabbit did nothing wrong. Old McDonald and a farm. What? He literally canonically dominated a child in restaurant, albeit unintentionally. Yeah, I could see. I go to a theater cafe and we were recently given a new script for a new play about pirates. And because when I associate pirates with Hookbeak, I immediately remembered Walrus Scramble. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, I could see Gregory and Glamrock Freddy in a tag team considering how intertwined they are in Security Breach, with Cassie basically playing like Gregory if he didn't have Freddy with him. Yeah! Okay, yeah, that's good. Thank you for giving me. If I ever get to Security Breach, you bet I'm going to add a funny custom skin modes like in Toasted Zoo ruined by mod series. Yeah, Doctor, we are not counting Dr. Rabbit. YTPs, those are slanderous accusations, just like the slanderous accusations against Michael Jackson. For LOL beatdown, oh my god, this was extremely hard. Who are you going to add to the most perfect roster in all of LOL? One character that seems to be missing really from that is an actor. So I decided to add an actor. And that actor is Robin Williams! That's right, baby. Yeah, let's play the epic music. Yeah. I think Robin Williams would work great in LOL Beatdown. He'd be like, I can see him being like, I don't know Shad well enough to say if he's a big Robin Williams fan, but he could pretty much be like the Herman equivalent. Herman Van Veen equivalent of that roster, like a comedic character who in lore possesses amazing powers, but despite his comedy tomfoolery, he has a lot of heart, and is capable of seriousness. And I do think he deserves to be remembered in LOL. Gas attack based on patch dynamics. Yeah. Robin Williams would be. I can see Ginny like playing a small role, but not too big. Like Robin Williams obviously had some other roles. Like I can see like references to Flopper and what's the name? Good Will Hunting and was it called Dead Poet Society? Good Morning Vietnam. and Mrs. Doubtfire. Jumanji is just asking to be a... The entrance would be a good morning, Vietnam! Yes, absolutely. Would CDI Zelda make a cameo in his moveset? Oh, I understand that reference. Would he fly Peter Pan style like in Hook? Oh my god, there's just so many things to use, like Robin Williams would be amazing in LoL. I hope Chad is watching this video, and if Chad is watching this video, I just want him to know that he's one of the most treasured people in this community, and I care about him very deeply, and I hope he has a good day. Tämä oli vasta alkua. Tämä oli vasta alkua. I do wonder if you like no Finnish or something, since you are pretty good. Friend like me. Oh yeah, live action Popeye too. And Mork and Mindy. Nobody mentioned that, but yeah. His animal form should be the bat from Ferngully. Yeah, jumping with flopper, flying like Peter Pan, becoming the genie. Yeah, oh, now I really want Robbie Williams. I didn't even realize how much I'd want him, but now I really want him. And what a legend. Absolute legend. Anyways, it's time to move on. Let's talk about LOL What If. I originally was gonna put Eric Cartman here, but I realized it was way too generic. So I decided to go with someone else. Since there is Bo Burnham, who is known for being like a satirical stand-up wacky comedian, we have Kyle Gordon for LOL What If. He's a bit more of an obscure choice, but if you've seen he's like in YouTube shorts, if you stumble upon what men in 50s used to be like, then that's the guy. He makes some wacky comedy skits. And he recently made this song, which is playing in the background. It's like a parody of a British 2000s rapping songs. Actually, I should probably play some of these stand-up things and see if that kind of... I think Kyle Gordon would be a nice choice for LOL What If. No, absolutely no one. None of you know who he is. I may have just gone with Eric Cartman. I like a Let's see. Let's give a watch what his style is and see if it works like in LOL.
Hey, if you don't stop kicking my seat, I'm gonna come back there and spank your behind.
What?
Yep.
You literally just threatened me with assault.
I did.
Okay, well guess what? I am gonna call Child Protective Services on you and you can face up to 5 years in prison.
Call him! Call him up!
I will! My mother gives me a phone and I have unlimited data.
Call him? Yeah, right.
Yes, I do!
Call him up.
I'm gonna throw a tantrum and you're gonna go to jail.
Tell him, come get you.
You're a lady with a job? I'd like to start drinking at noon. Whoa! This green screen is incredible! It totally looks like I'm driving. He's a homosexual! Run! Yes, Mother, my home is perfectly safe. It's filled with asbestos.
Yeah, I absolutely think I said Kyle Gordon, not Guy Gordon. Am I really that incomprehensible as a person? Anyway, yeah, some of this stuff may be riskier, but I do know that Bo Burnham was kind of doing a very similar sense of humor and shit. So yeah, I'd say he'd definitely work as modern day. Kyle Gordon is really very much like Bo Burnham of modern day. Let's move on to El Neo slash Super Crack Bros. And all I have to say is like, meh. Fuck it, let's just put Charlie and Pim there. Because they are very popular characters. And I can see like them working in there. I don't know if Renegade Jade likes Smiling Friends or not, but I just see them working. Although, as of the making, I recently, Charlie and Pim were confirmed into that new LOL spin-off. LOL Swim. Which, fair enough. And ironically enough, like, LOL Swim also has, like, Rick and Morty, and that's the one that made Saul Goodman just now. I'm still not sure what to think of that moveset, and I don't know if that is gonna end up in like the ultimate tier list just yet. It was fine, but it did have some kinks it had to iron out. But yeah, I can see them working for like El Neo and stuff. Let's go to our next. I don't have much to say about this, so let's move on to our next thing. Next up we have... I actually had an idea for Starstruck. Usually I tend to leave this to character lols alone, but for Starstruck I feel like this is the perfect choice. We don't have actually that many characters from this series, and I guess this is topical to some degree, so here is Toriel. I think Toriel would fit perfectly on LOL Starstruck. I don't know what... Have you seen the game My Dancing Computer? No, not really. Let's play the theme song. Yeah, I think it's kind of odd. Outside of making cameos in Beatdown lore, I think Toriel... I'm kind of surprised Toriel has been absent. Not too many Undertale characters have ended up in empty slots either. Yeah, the empty slot video is still in production, but yeah, it's almost done. It probably should arrive somewhere in next week, but I'm just waiting for someone to record some lines for it. So, yeah. But yeah, Toriel is a very interesting choice. Starstruck is basically a bunch of familiar figures for KO. Yeah. She was a nice assist trophy on Beatdown too. I forgot! I need to rewatch the Beatdown assist trophies video. There are so many assist trophies. Outside of Strongman and Speedwagon and Cabbage Guy and the guy who got turned into a puppet by the creator. I don't remember that many assist trophies from that. I wonder who is the Steven Universe assist trophy gonna be. It's probably gonna be Bismuth, honestly. So, now that we are done with LOL Starstruck... No, I didn't actually make the choice with assist in mind. I completely forgot. We have LOL Galaxy, and LOL Galaxy's current like roster kind of similar to LOL Meta. It's kind of trying to go for a lot of horror type characters, so for that one I think it's only appropriate that we give it to SCP-173. Which LOL would the face of Local 58 fall into? I don't know. LOL Immortal had Local 58 Moon as one of the characters. Sadly, they didn't win. Knowing how popular Undertale / Deltarune is, it's actually quite surprising we don't have many characters from these games. I guess it's because a lot of people, I think, are afraid that they are not gonna do well because Shad is the Undertale guy. It's not like Homestuck. Homestuck had characters like Jade Harley before Beatdown was even a thing. Like Jade Harley was a character in Nova, and that's why, LOL Liquid Crystal is a bad example because they did. I guess after Chad did Frisk, a lot of people kind of made him the Undertale guy, but I think more people should like do... We didn't get another Undertale set, I think. None. Not by Law Liquid Crystal or Beatdown until Alphys, I think. No, wait, Sanes, but Sanes was a parody character. Didn't SCP-173 get a remake with a copyright of the image? Well, it's kind of... If you are trying to make money from the image, then... But if you are using it in, like, non-profit projects like fan games or LoL in this case, then using the normal image is completely fine. At least that's what I heard, but that's from, like, the horse's mouth, so I don't know. But I do think that... I don't think the new SCP-173 design is ever gonna be... Like, when most people think of SCP-173, they are gonna think of this design. And until we have another, like, generational shift, and people are gonna grow up with the new redesign. Yeah, I don't even have song to play for this one. I really need to do... Then we have LOL Speak Academy, which is a weird... I actually really struggled coming up with a character for this one. Because so many characters are just so... It's a mainstream, like, there's a lot of popular mainstream characters, like Eevee, Crazy Dave, Jaden Animation, the Odd One Out, and so forth, and Henry Stickmin. Well, I mean, Henry Stickmin wasn't mainstream back then, but I do think I'm just gonna go the cheap route and go with another LOL X remake. And that is Trip from Fake Aid. Fake Aid... LOL X picking Fake Aid was always weird to me, because Fake Aid is like a quirky Tumblr meme. Not like a popular meme character that everyone is suggesting. I do know that Trip is a Gito idea, not an idea by the LOL X Koran, or who no longer Koran's the thing, whose name I cannot say due to confidential reasons. But Fake A, I think Trip being remade for LOL Speak Academy would be nice, because I mean Trip has some resemblance. Trip has more relevance in mainstream LOLs than most characters because of his cameo in the Beatdown set, and I think he does. Beatdown lore, and I think he does make a cameo in. I think he appears as a cameo in one of like LOL What If movesets, solely to show that his infinite crap could be countered. The Italy picture is literally an honor-lacking version of Steam Hands, man. I don't know. No se, but the Italy picture is literally the honor-lacking version of Steam Hand Man's opening move. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, I can see Trip working for LOL Speak Academy because it's a popular thing and it kind of has some Tumblr reserve. I'm just thinking of like the first Danganronpa character was in LOL Speak Academy, and I think Danganronpa was popular in Tumblr, Fake Aid was popular in Tumblr. Fuck it, let's add Trip to LOL Speak Academy. Anyways, let's move on. LOL Mayhem. Okay, call me a racist because this next one I only picked because the creator of LOL Mayhem was French. I give you Gargantua from Mirapolis, an abandoned theme park. Like, for those of you who do not know what Mirapolis is, it's not Miraipolis, it's Mirapolis. It's an abandoned theme park. His name is Gargantua. It's Gargantua. It's, well, if it's pronounced in French, it's Gargantua. It's like a... Yeah, some people, there are a lot of comparisons to Gargantua being like Lord Farquaad. Racist jokes are so bloody old, sorry. So, yeah, but... Let me show some footage of like Mirapolis theme park. Like, Gargantua was like the mascot for the park. I don't know where it's like... It's like a really cool looking... It was like based on like French fairy tales and stuff. Yeah. Okay, we see. Oh, there he is. It's Gargantua. Yeah. There isn't a lot of footage of the actual theme park here, but the Gargantua was like really huge. He had a ride built inside of him that was like... It had little people singing about... There's a lot of cool rides that were in Mirapolis, and there's a lot of footage of them on YouTube. There was a ride based on Leonardo da Vinci, and a ride that was kind of like a cool pirate place. Matt told me that he wanted to make more French characters to introduce them to folk. That's why Tintin, Rayman and Asterix and Obelix better. Yeah, I remember Matrix told me the same thing. Like back then. Stingy from Lazy Town. Yeah, but this is supposed to be like the original Gargantua. If you've seen a character in like named Gargantua, they are likely named after the French. He's basically some sort of a giant who eats. There isn't a lot of footage from the ride, but it's basically a really cool looking park with a cool aesthetic that I kind of dig. Yeah, his name is Matt. In Dike's movie Escape from L'Alcatraz, I saw a fragment where Hemava wins on something in French. What was that song? He did not sing French. He sang in... He was yodeling. He was literally yodeling. The song is called Kualkape Machine or something like that. I'll probably link it at some point, but... What's that swirly tree? That's not a swirly tree. I think that's a weapon. That's something of some kind. Anyways, let's move on. We've got 4 rows to go. Oh, oops. Next up is Lawl Soul, and for Lawl Soul has just an interesting roster because it's filled with a lot of characters who are kind of it was... There's a lot of roster characters who are kind of representing games that were very popular and sold like hot cakes. So I feel for LOL Soul we should continue with that. This character's name is Atrus from the game known only to the world as Myst. And Myst was once upon a time one of the most highest selling video games of all time. Let me pick some Myst music because I'm... well, Myst I haven't really watched. Myst was popular to the point it got a parody game called Pissed. I wish I was not making that up. Yeah, Myst is... it had very... Myst is also the reason why point-and-click games died. So it has that going for it, which kind of sucks, but... Atrus would be like the great Myst, because... Atrus really looks good next to like Chell and Cookie and Purple Guy and Monica and Sans and various other popular game characters, and there really aren't that many reps in the LOL Soul roster from games released in 20th century. And like Myst also has a lot of like Frutiger Air inspired style. And I know Chatter is a big fan of Frutiger Air, and I think that's why Atrus would fit really well in LoL's roster. That being said, he doesn't really have that many shots of him in the upper body. Now we are moving on to Lawl Encore, and this next choice, I don't think any of you have heard of this character. So I'm warning you, this character is so obscure, I might as well start paying then. This is Tickle Komori. For those of you who do not know who Tickle Komori is, she is a character from Mayoko Tickle, a fairy sailed inside a book who ends up causing havoc. The series is notorious for being one of the very early magical girl animes. It was also created by Go Nagai, the creator of Cutie Honey and Devilman, and the whole series is way softer than his usual outfit. Well, Tickle Komori her design is like very familiar to certain other pop idol sensations. And Tickle Komori and her friend are inspired by a 70s J-pop duo Pink Lady. While Tickle isn't exactly a singer, I still think she looks way too much like ideal of her time pop star. And I think, ahead of her time's pop star, I mean. And I think she really fits Encore roster, and I mean, she is a goddamn fairy. Tickle Komori. Tickle Komori is her name. You can reverse search it, so... Yeah, it would be a Go Nagai rep. Let's move on to our next character. Okay, this is number 18, so... For a Smash Bros. LoL thing 1, we need to bring in the big guns. We need to bring in King Crunchy Munchy. King Crunchy Munchy is a character from if only the brave person can rescue a kidnapped princess, and he was a really niche YTP. YouTube pooped him for a little while. Yeah, considering this roster had characters like Militron and Minecraft with Gadget and Epic King. I think Epic King's rival should have been like King Crunchy Munchy. I love my food. I love my food. Oh, this game has some amazing songs. It's so hilarious. I really want King Crunchy Munchy in a LoL someday. But this is only a Smash Bros. LoL thing 1 character. Go to the kitchen. Yeah, this is... For the next character we have... Lawl Assault. And for Lawl Assault Lawl Assault is interesting because it has so many like animal characters and types. So might as well give Lawl Assault a character who would be really fitting to the roster in a lot of ways. I don't really have a clear explanation, but it just gives me those vibes because they have Nick Wilde and a whole bunch of other characters, so fuck it, give them Scrooge McDuck. Yes, this is not evil Scrooge McFuck, but normal Scrooge McDuck. Oh god, an hour has already passed, I need to step up my game. Yeah, I think Scrooge has been on a plenty of empty. I wonder if Lola Salt is gonna have an empty slot one day. Because I think Scrooge would be... Yes, Uncle Duck. Yes, indeed, I'm asking Louis Salad Butler. Something I notice about the roster, a lot of them are secret agents, computer alerters, or Mr. Menso reps. There's also a character from OK KO, and I think Scrooge would really fit the vibe of that roster really well. Yeah. And for LOL Sky Blue we have Pokey. Okay, so let's... Not until 90% of the roster is done. Yeah, oh hi Luis. Happy to see you here. Yeah, I would be really excited for LOL Assault to win an empty slot of their own. Anyways, we have Pokey. Well, let me explain why Pokey for LOL Sky Blue. The LOL Sky Blue's roster mostly consists of like Scrimblies. No, not Scrimblies, Skrunklies. Skrunkly, and I think with the rising popularity of adding Deada's Smash Bros. Series characters, like we have Blooper, the Scooper in LOL Retro, so I felt like, fuck it, why not give it like LOL Sky Blue can have Pokey, and another reason I admit I got this idea was the Floris current Sona looks a lot like Proton-chan recently transitioned, and she looks kind of similar to that, and I thought of Proton-chan's first meme, which was "Move faster, Pokey," and that's kind of where I went into that mindset. So, thanks to that weird mindset, I felt Pokey would be an interesting choice for Lord Sky Blue. And I mean, Pokey is a popular character. Well, not... What have I seen? I'm talking about Pokey like he's regularly topping his Smash Bros. Ballots. What? Yes, Pokey is the most popular character in Mario history. You should... That's if... Everyone is always saying, we need Pokey. Where is Pokey? Yeah, he's our driver in. Okay, it's 4 AM for you, so you're gonna sleep. Okay, sorry. Good night, jokester. Pokey was real. He's a boss in Stickerstone. Never say from Pokey. Okay, let's go to number 22, which is it's LOL Aureus. And of course, LOL Aureus' things is that a lot of characters are crude, annoying, late 2010s characters. But what if we added our loud, annoying, early 2010s character? Hey, it's free! I'm gonna head now. I'm on a trip to Vegas. Wish me luck, Mirai. Oh, good luck. Vegas is an interesting place. Say hi to Disco Inferno for me. Fred Figolone. Obviously, it would be the live-action version, because the animated version of Fred Figolone looks fucking hideous. Please don't post it. Someone I know has a profile picture of that person, and I endure the pain is too real. But yeah, there even was a crossover with Fred an annoying orange. And it was fucking annoying. Shreckles is gonna put on Shreckles loves annoying orange. If you don't think Shreckles doesn't also love Fred, then you are out of your goddamn mind. I say annoying orange and Fred are in the exact same level of brain. It was 2010's equivalent of Brainrot. I say Shreckles would absolutely 1000% add Fred Ficklehorn if he could. Yes, also insert obligatory reference to Fred the movie, which our dear friend Carla Scapcon reviewed a long time ago. You password, what? Yeah, Brainrot, sorry about that. John Cena has to be his down smash. A character from Fred the movie was I think also in. Oh, then we have a choice I really didn't I originally was gonna leave it to be a red X, but then I realized that once Robin mentioned that There's No Name's basic gimmick was ugly non-American animated characters, and I was like, oh, I actually have a great idea. Oh, why? What is wrong with my memory? Am I having a dementia? You reviewed Smosh 1 with good old Steve YouTube. Who reviewed Fred the movie then? I must have been thinking of someone else. For There's No Name, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Great googly moogly. I don't know, I recently saw a shot of There's No Name's roster, and one of the totally non-obvious silhouettes was Dorothy Explorer, and Maggie and the Ferocious Beast was basically Mirai Cold Fist, and fuck you! Oh. Yeah, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast is basically just Dorothy Explorer if it was cool. I really remember enjoying that show, and I think that they would work in There's No Name's roster. They are not exactly an ugly non-American cartoon, but it's kind of fits that weird child vibe. I keep forgetting that Lawl There's No Name has freaking Mr. Beast on the roster. God damn it. Next up, we are jumping to the third row. We are halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Lawl Dreams. For Lawl Dreams, we should definitely have a character who I think fits Lawl Dreams extremely well, considering they already have one lesbian paper person who comes from a rhythm game. Might as well add another. Because I think we love pop and music. Mimi and Yummy from Pop and Music would work in that roster extremely well. Time to play a music again. Oh, god damn it. Music isn't playing. Let's use this one. Yes, lesbians. I think they would. That's why they would fit in Law Dreams, because of lesbians. Spos! Squidward on a chair. What? Yeah, I think because of Lammy being already on the roster, I think Mimi and Yummy would work great. That and I am a big pop and music fan, thanks to Lemmy. Alright, next up we have Odyssey. Odyssey is a weird one. Odyssey, Beatdown was already pretty perfect, but Odyssey's roster is also perfect. It's very hard to think of a character who would fit in Odyssey's roster. But I do think Odyssey has one choice. And it's up to Zap if he really wants to make it. This isn't really a... we talked about Undertale characters earlier. And how it seems that people were afraid of touching Undertale characters because they thought Zap was the Undertale guy. I do think if a certain other popular Toby Fox game character was included in the Lawl beatdown, it would probably be an overkill and would probably drive people away. So I think beatdown and Odyssey are closely linked. So because of DK's movie and because Shad and Zap regularly do collaborations together, and they are both very lore heavy, so I think Lawl Odyssey should have Chris Deltarune. Destiny awaits! And I think that's like the catchphrase of that game. SMG4, no. Go away. No, don't go away, stay here. I'm very lonely. Yes, I think Chris Deltarune would fit Odyssey. It would basically, I know Zap plays Deltarune. He literally wanted money for it. So yeah. Tämä on mielestäni todella suloinen pieni sävelmä. Tästä saat 5 pistettä. Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil. I can also see him make it a fun game as a trio character, yeah. Me too, but I think Chris would be really fun fit in Odyssey nonetheless, because if Chris was in Beatdown, it would probably be an overkill. No offense to Shad if he's planning Deltarune characters, but it would basically make people go, oh, I don't want to make any Deltarune/Undertale characters. I think only Beatdown should do them. But I think if Zap really wants to do it, I think Chris would be a great choice, because Odyssey and Beatdown are like siblings basically at this point because of their connections. Especially if Rolsey has the doobie. What is the doobie? Oh, you mean like the smoking meme? Like Rolsey smoking a fat blunt. Yeah, I can see Rolsey having a... Plus Sword already made Spamton. Yeah, I think Spamton is probably gonna be... I think Shad will probably include like another Deltarune Undertale character, who knows, but I still think Chris would probably be like, is probably the best choice for like another Law, like Odyssey. It would really fit well, considering there are already a lot of child characters and characters who go to school, and Chris would fit in that pile. That was lovely. Anyways. Next we have Redacted. Redacted. We were speaking about dream characters, so here is the Emperor of Sorrow from Clonoa 2. I don't have his theme song on, but considering Chris, I'm just not gonna start playing like, I'm just gonna like play some generic music here. Yeah, this is Rolsey smoking a fat blunt post comes on Mario. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, Clonoa. We had Glowbox. It's time for another dreamlike character. Plus the Emperor of Sorrow would be very Kutsuko. Plays Kevin McLeod new friendly. No. I'm just gonna go with soundtrack to Il Etat une voice la vie, which is like a bunch of jazzy tunes. Because I realize it's kind of a waste of time to do like. Next up we have Lawl Dimensions. And for Lawl Dimensions, it's clear the creator of that Lawl has a certain preference. Little Lemmy. So fuck it, Yoko Littner. From Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. I'm kind of surprised Gurren Lagann has virtually no representation in LoL. It has more representation in goddamn Rollo Show, but not LoL. So let's go with Yoko Littner for that LoL. I think Yoko Littner would be a very nice addition. Another clonal character I can see in Redacted is Yoka, because Kutsu likes clones. Yeah, I can see that happening too. Yoka was almost that in empty cassette, by the way, fun fact. I just didn't want to have too many platform characters, so it just kind of got cut. Yeah. Not much to say about Yoko. I haven't seen Gurren Lagann yet, but it's kind of cool. Next up for Transformed. Well, Transformed is another cheap one, because I know that Transformed is working on has a koala in their roster. So, fuck it, Blinky Bill. They're gonna get Blinky Bill. That song. Let's play the Blinky Bill theme, which is absolute peak. Yeah. I think a Blinky Bill would work in LoL. LoL Transform not only has the biggest empty slot in LoL history, but I still think they have a chance to have another koala character in the roster. And I think, considering LoL Transform's one gimmick is like obscure cute animation and cute animal characters, I can see Blinky Bill fit in very well. Plus, we lack some pure Australian characters in LoL, matey. They don't call it shrimp on the barbie, they call them prawns. Put some prawns on the barbie! I'm sad Tim, my good Australian friend, is not here because he could easily tell me if my Australian accent is remotely accurate. I played I Love My Food, didn't you not hear it? It was playing in the background. Fun fact, the 3D version of Blinky Bill was created by same studio who created Gnome of the North. So there's a fact for you. Yeah, I picked it because of Floppy the Koala. I didn't really know Fallout about Gurren Lagann outside of recent death battle between Simon Fight and the Fight Lantern. I think that death battle has probably given Gurren Lagann an exposure in fan popularity. Okay, next up we have Hyper Edition, it's your LOL. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the music quiet because Capcom said that it was a bit too loud, so I'm trying to keep the music a bit quiet. Next, Hyper Edition. This is Clayson, pay attention now. I actually forgot who I added for. But I think Hyper Edition choice was like a very interesting character, and oh yeah, it's Toon Black Queen. I don't know why, I just think it really fits with, considering there are a lot of, like we have, what's his name, Cyril Sneer, and Dharmin, and, well, there's a lot of, like, weird choices, like unexpected. I really like that about Hyper Edition, so I think having one character in like Hyper Edition who's like a representative of they already have Ugly Sonic, so might as well add like Toon Black Queen from Battletoads pilot. Considering there is no Battletoads representation in LoL, and that pilot, I think she does enough in that pilot to have like a moveset made for her. So I'm sorry if that's not the choice you were looking for, but I think you're gonna like it. Well, I think it's probably an interesting idea. It was Skilla from Hugo. Well, they look similar. Very, very similar. Next up is LOL Prime, and Next, I know what to play in the background because it's big. And I realized that LOL Prime. I'll probably check this out and think about possible consideration then. Thank you. For LOL Prime, there is a lot of CGI characters. We've got Alex the Lion, Shrek, Megamind, Wally. But obviously, if you're gonna have a lot of CGI representation, holy shit, it's King Crunchy Munchy. So many people know King Crunchy Munchy. I realize there is one thing missing. You all know this team, but who is gonna be LOL Prime's representative of this series? Well, it's none other than... It's... Mr. Potato Head! Mr. Potato Head is in the house! You got a friend in me! Yeah, Don Rickles in LOL. I think Mr. Potato, considering Woody and Buzz are like in LOL All-Stars, and that's kind of the reason why you don't see them in most other LOLs. I think, get ready, I need to watch like the original Toy Stories in Disney Plus, because we have Disney Plus now apparently. Friend inside, we joke, yeah. He is in the same row as Chris from Deltarune, holy shit, holy shit. Yes, Mr. Potato Head would fit. Very well in all. I'm glad everyone is quoting Mr. Potato Head. You need a good Mr. Potato Head moveset to make up for Mr. Potato. No, I've never heard of that one. That's something. I just got reminded of that one Mr. Potato Head show that was lost media for a while. I don't know why, but since I am more familiar to... Well, Mr. Potato Head is already a toy, like existing toy line, but I think most people nowadays know Mr. Potato Head as the character from Toy Story. Honestly, if All Stars wasn't PMA, I could see Woody and Buzz in Prime. Yeah, quite possible. Of course he ain't worried. He's been Andy's favorite since kindergarten. I love Don Rickles is a national treasure. He absolutely, even as a fan of the Finnish stuff, the original performance is absolutely hilarious. Mr. Potato was like a troll in the LOL community who made a Jonzo-like show. I don't even want to hear. Anyways, we are playing soundtrack to Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue now, because screw you. Oh, oops. I didn't say... okay, Lawless Mod. I forgot to do an introduction. But I think... if there was any LOL who was gonna do Jack Black from the Minecraft movie, it would be Lawless Mod, because Lawless Mod is the LOL that makes a ton of is the LOL. It's arguably the LOL with the funniest presentation. Like Lawless Mod is like comedy gold sometimes, and I think Jack Black being Mr. Potato is prepared to meet Mr. Angry Eyes. Yeah, I think this is specifically movie Steve, Jack Black Steve. I waited all stream to get chicken jockey. Well, Katsuk, you can make chicken salad out of chicken jockey. That's your legacy. Human Bowser. No, not Human Bowser. It's movie Jack Black. It's movie Steve. Jack Black Steve. Whatever you wanna call him. The funny chicken jockey man. Oh, hopefully the music is not too loud. Fair to me, Mr. Nee, that's like... who would win, chicken jockey or... Valoitsisu! I'm not blue, so I can do... First we smash Bros, then we LOL. Let's smash Bros LOL. Circles revolve because Minecraft has no circles. How about lava chicken? Yeah, lava chicken. I mean, chickens are kind of like curiously, my original choice for Lawless mod was Angel Dust because I wanted to pay tribute to Jake somehow. What I felt if I started, but I know Has-Been Hotel is kind of like it has a very mixed reception in like LOL community, so I went with Jack Black Steve, and I didn't really want to get sentimental about Jake. This is a crafting table, I guess. To a movie theater that explodes once he sells chicken jockey. Got talent performance, Mirai, thank you. Next up we have oops! Oh, ignore that. You didn't see a thing. For LOL Wildfire we have Master Splinter, specifically from TMNT 2012 version. Draconic Evolution Reactor explodes. Yeah, I think Master Splinter, I hear this is the version in that would work best in LOL. And LOL Wildfire, I know the LOL Wildfire, the Stupid Smash percentage slot has the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not sure what incarnation of them. I probably blew into doing movie Stifline for Katsuks. Totally. I think... yeah, I think Splinter would fit really well alongside. This is more about Stupid Smash Bros. Rather than Wildfire. But we are still yet to see the first moveset for Stupid Smash Bros. Period, so we'll just have to wait and see what. That is fun. And now you guys saw the spoiler for Grows Up. For Grows Up we have Trace Legacy from Two Kinds. Yeah, this is the Markiplier's Brothers comic. I'm not too far in Two Kinds. But I know that Two Kinds is kind of like... it's kind of like... it's a furry comic. And it's a fantasy comic and it deals with like this main character called Trace Legacy. He has amnesia. He used to be a really bad dude, but after amnesia he's kind of like a different person now. But sometimes the amnesia version kind of comes back. Is April Fool characters powerful than False Kings? It's defendable. False Kings... That's kind of I do really want to talk about like Perkinie as a character after I'm done talking about this, probably. Is this the Nick Splinter? Yeah, it's the 2012 version. But yeah, Trace Legacy, he has some moves, and he kind of reminds me of like character from like the Konosuba. I think that's where Aqua is from. And in general, there are a lot of fantasy adjacent characters in that roster. Some modern characters, but I think Trace would fit in well, and his hidden darkness would make. That being said, don't put Eric. Don't put Eric anywhere near him. Eric is a fucking horrible character. Fuck Eric. Eric is a piece of shit. I hate Eric. Eric is one of the worst characters in all of fiction. Fuck Eric. Fuck Eric. Fuck Eric. Okay, I'm done. Yeah. Trace would work really well. For LOL Immortal, I know he Immortal Creator included some wrestlers in the empty slot, so I thought, why not the Fiend? Eric is from Toonkites, he's an asshole, he sucks, the end. The Fiend is kind of like a horror character. The late Bray Wyatt sadly passed away not too long ago, but he was makes Eric moveset out of spite for the funny. I would be really upset if you did. Fiend is... He has the whole... Imagine how it is to use an Eric without... Yeah, thankfully we don't have any Erics in the Lawl community. I don't have any beef against Eric. I'm specifically talking about Eric from Two Kinds, who is a piece of shit. Friend, the Fiend would be... Like, he has the Firefly Funhouse and the kind of twisted... It would be really neat. I'm just saying, and I really wish we got a Brainrot moveset in LoL. I'm kind of over, like, the wrestlers in LoL, but Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker and all the characters like that are like an exception. Eric, got it. Hello, I just woke up. What did I miss? You missed a lot. We are currently at LoL Immortal. And let me just say something about like this last two rows. It's crazy to think that the LoL that with the highest amount of like LoL Wildfire was created in late 2022, shortly before Squidward moveset, so the last two rows are from the last 2.5 years. That's crazy to think about. Like, in 2.5 years we've gotten this many spin-offs. And the rest of the sets are like, even compared to previous two rows, like the LoL Soul debuted in like 2017. And 2017 was like 8 years ago. Anyways, we have spent too much time on the Fiend, so who is next? We have LoL Jupiter, and oh, I have a great choice for them. Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa was a great musician. I think he just really well fits with LoL Jupiter's experimental vibes. And Frank Zappa has like quite a lot of experience, and he's made some great music, and I really like Frank Zappa. And I've suggested a lot of musicians on this one, but I don't think that's really an issue here. So yeah, Frank Zappa the thing is, I have no idea what kind of material he has performed live. He has made some experimental videos. Like, Frank Zappa was not a musician, he was a full-on artist. And even references to his song, I think, would work. Spreading him would be maybe difficult, but I would really like to see Frank Zappa. And now we get to LoL XP. This is I love how in this trend, LoL XP is the one where everyone just goes crazy and gives the weirdest possible character choice. And I'm gonna do the same, and I'm gonna give the weirder than weirder characters, the weirdest character choice you could possibly think of. For LoL XP, I am suggesting Whip Sensei. XXXP. Whip Sensei is from that Super Mario RPG, that weird meme with the creepy dancing woman/man type character. Whip Sensei, I don't know how he would work as a character, but he would like be, or she, it's never been established, but non-binary icon from the Metropolis movie, this dancing character, they would represent like weird meme, but not to like edited Japanese videos. Or some the kind of cursed stuff that YouTube algorithm pulls sometimes. You could basically do anything with Whip Sensei. Roar XP, Epic Tacos, XD. Let's not get crazy, set the blind go. Yeah, I think Whip Sensei would be a very... It's probably the craziest suggestion yet. And you love it. That's good. Now it's time for LoL Outer Space, and this was a difficult one. But LoL Outer Space made me think of like... The roster has a lot of people with crazy outfits. And people who have weird... what am I saying? people who have like shonen characters, but there isn't a single woman on the roster from my collection. So here is Kalen from Code Geass, because Code Geass I don't think is represented all at all. I think Kalen would fit very well. She has that kind of a weird outfit that would go really well with that roster's fashion sense. So yeah, Outer Lol Space gets Kalen from Code Geass. She does a lot of like terrorist things. She has a bike. She looks a lot like that one woman from Yu-Gi-Oh! The 5D, the card games on motorcycles thing. Yeah, Code Geass, outside of like Lilac or Lelouch, I don't know how his name is pronounced, but the beautiful Emperor guy. Okay, Code Geass has a great soundtrack, by the way. I think Callan would fit really well on that roster. Next up we have a Smash Bros. LOL thing. That game, LOL, has a lot of mobile characters. So naturally I feel like since it has so many mobile characters, why not represent the original mobile game, Nokia Snake? For those of you who do not know, Nokia Snake is a Nokia from the old Nokia phones had this game called Snake, which was like an adaptation of an old game called Centipede, but it was like one of the very first mobile games ever made, and it has since become an icon. And there were a lot of other games in old Nokia phones. I remember as a kid, Nokia was like one of the more popular, like it. Yay, lol. What the heck? Correct actual Snake. Yeah, and I obviously the victory team would be. Yeah. I think they would with our Smash Bros. LOL, another Smash Bros. LOL spin-off. And I almost said, I have difficulty saying that was name. But yeah, Snake. Next up is LOL Legendary. I think that's LOL Legendary. Yeah, I think it has to be because it's before LOL Tuga. Nokia make remix for its stage, yes. To 38, so next one is 39. I think for LOL Legendary we should have Fritz the Cat. Okay, hear me out. So LOL Legendary has Suicide Mouse. And Suicide Mouse is associated with it's an edgy cartoon thing. And then there is like Ren and Stimpy, who were like the 90s edgelord type thing. They help revolutionize in animation in a lot of ways, for better or worse. And then we have 2D, who is like a music character. I think for LOL Legendary, Fritz the Cat would fit perfectly, because the creator of Ren and Stimpy, who is a piece of shit, was actually mentored by the guy who made the Fritz the Cat animated movie, Ralph Bakshi. Ralph Bakshi is a legend, and I think we need more Bakshi representation in LoL. I know Toon Gandalf has appeared in a lot of LoL Novanti slots. Well, Fritz the Cat is not really the first adult. I'm not sure if it's the first adult on that movie. There were a lot of other, like Ronchi. Otagon, what is that green thing? It's a snake. Are you kidding me? I'm a snake. That's my correct snake impression. I hope you like it. It sounds like my stupid ass Batman impression. Ralph Bakshi was also in an SCP. Oh yeah, the meme. The staring guy meme. And yeah, I think Fritz the Cat would be very interesting. As for LOL Tuga, can I just say, I've come to the realization that bad box art Mega Man is probably has over time as I've been thinking about it and I read the Lawl to what could have been doc that was made. I've come to realize that Bad Box Art Mega Man may be in my top 5 of the best movesets of 2025 because I think it may have accidentally invented a new genre of moveset. Because Bad Box Art Mega Man doesn't have a consistent source. So they used the original box art, his appearance in Tekken vs Street Fighter, or what was it called? I think it was that. It was Marvel vs Capcom, I think. Then they used the appearance in some weird commercial, I think, and then Mega One charged up the composition characters. And I think Bad Box Art Mega Man has kind of become like the grandfather of like composition movesets. Obviously there were some other examples like Zalgo and what have you, but I think I really hope we get like and this idea, there is another idea later in this video this thing that is also a composition moveset similar to Bad Box Art Mega Man, but I think we need appropriate music for this one. And this is a big hear me out. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. I've stalled enough. May I present to you Dictator Robotnik. So in Sonic comic, there is this the version of Sonic comic. The Sonic comic Robotnik is really disturbing. He looks like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik we all love, but I think a lot of composite characters weren't too popular back in the day because a lot of them were just bad. Yeah, I agree. I think Bad Box Art Mega Man is an example how to properly do it. But Dictator Robotnik would be a combination of Sonic, the comic version of Robotnik, and like the US had a weird thing of depicting Robotnik like this demon. Like he had red eyes, and a good example is like Sonic Spinball. I'm gonna share. Like, you guys remember Sonic Spinball, right? It was mostly US made game. Like, let me just show you like how freaky Sonic Spinball got. Like, they tried to do everything in their power to make Sonic. Like, let me just prove an example of like. Like, let me just share. Like, what the heck is this thing? Like, look at that. It's like this. Like it. I think. And later on there is this thing. I remember in Spain there were commercials where Robotnik hacked the television, though that one was Satam Robotnik. I think, yeah, so I played the Sonic English post team for Sonic CD. I think if you were to play the Sonic CD English team, I want this version of Robotnik to specifically fit that song. Sonic Spinball is so weird because it's the closest we ever got to a Satan game, I feel like. Scorpion Vader. OMG, that looks like a... Yeah, I basically Dictator Robotnik would be a combination of, like, American advertising of... I mean, yeah... What was that? Speaking of, like, Spanish Robotnik commercials, what was that? The Brazilian game show where Robotnik comes out of a door and he's like... What was that thing? Demonic. Demonic, I'm not, that would be a cheesy name, but I think Dictator Robotnik is what I prefer, because that version of Robotnik is like a dictator of some kind, and he even becomes a god just like Robotnik did in AOS. But, what? Yeah, we need to play that right now, the Pontos. I unironically think that kind of could work. As like that could be reference in Dictator Robotnik set, because it's so out of left field. 4 million pontos. Oh, oops. Don't forget Ice Cream Commercial where Sonic ties Robotnik to the electric chair. Yeah, that's where they used a CD-ROM Little Mice Victory theme. Remember how in early American Sonic lore, Robotnik was originally named Kintobo before an accident made him evil? Imagine if we got a move based off that one commercial where Sonic can tell straight of electrocute Robotnik with the ice cream ball. What? I had 400 points in Persona. It. Oh, hi! Epley is here! Epley! I didn't even notice you. LOL Chaos is almost here. We've got 4 choices. I hope you are here when... This is a nightmare. Yeah, it's kind of scary, but it's also funny. Like, I love the... 4 million pontos. It's funny and scary at the same time. Dictator Mario. Where is that from? Anyways, it's time to move on. It's time to release the Borgus. Well, okay, Borgus is not next. Next is... Dolphin Power! Finally! It's time to acknowledge Toriel the Dolphin. And... I can't even begin to describe it. I thought LOL Sidestep had many indie game characters, and many of them are very, very obscure and very small. So fuck it. Here is Toriel the Dolphin. Or those of you who do not, Toriel the Dolphin was one of the original choices for Throw Some LOL back at them, way back in the day. If you guys want. I still love the contrast between how Robotnik was portrayed, because in Japan he was just a silly little guy, while in America he was this actually scary dictator who may or may not have been a Robotnik himself. Didn't Magic must talk about that thing? Yes. Everyone knows. Toriel the Dolphin. Oh, Secret History. Oh yeah, the same thing as Psycho Tales. Yeah, this is some... I need to get it at one point. He said it! Alright. I think I've done my sales speech to you all. Dolphin Power! It's Robin still wants me really hard to do that character. I'm not interested, but I hope LOL Sidestep. Yes, Robotnik was the closest America ever got to a mostly faithful Robotnik. That's an interesting point, too. Anyways, next up is Lawl Legendary. No, wait, Lawl Uprising. And for them, I suggest Pat and Matt. And this decision was made before Uprising introduced Bonanza Brothers. Once again, Pat and Matt may not be familiar to most of you, but I will just not Matt Pat. Pat and Matt. Not Matt Pat. Pat and Matt. Well, I'm just gonna play like a random. This is basically what you're getting when you're looking at Pat and Matt. It's only a Robin character. Hi, Robin. Pat and Matt, if I could best describe them, they are basically how to basic if it was a cartoon about two possibly gay who do crazy and destructive things. Let me get to a point where it gets really. How does it get like it's kind of you know, slapsticky and very like they destroy everything and fuck everything up. Like here, then Pat gets. Hi, is this a prequel? My. And here comes the other guy. They don't speak any dialogue. I think they would fit in Uprising. I don't know, Uprising has a very fun vibe. And I think a Pat and Matt would fit that vibe really well. It's popular in Finland as well. Now let's have them do like one of the failure thing. I kind of like chaos ensues. I think you guys get. They get more destructive than the clip. The clip I showed wasn't really that good. It's not British. I think it's from Slovakia or Poland. I'm not too sure. Or Zekos, yeah, somewhere around there. Waste. Honestly, if Pat and Matt were ever a thing in America, then I would probably have loved them as a child. I remember I absolutely love slapstick cartoons, specifically Tom and Jerry. If you enjoyed, yeah, I think you should check out Pat and Matt. They are pretty fun. Like, if you like that sort of destruction and stuff, and slapstick humor. I watched an entire iceberg, and no kidding, the Pat and Matt iceberg, it wasn't even in English, it was the best iceberg video I have ever seen. It was so good. Well, Carlos Dickersy cartoon iceberg is the best ice. That was the Pat and Matt iceberg was the second best. It's from Zek. Yeah, Zek. Zes. Same I think same country as Krtek is from. Will Mirai out the entire country of Finland to cassette? The world will never know. Hebley, I hope you are still here. We are gonna get to... Speaking of characters who are very basically bad box art, Mega Man Core, for Lawl of the Lost. I don't control its character choices, but I think Green Army Man would fit in Lawl of the Lost. Green Army Man is not from Toy Story. He has so many toys in. There are so many different things you could use Army Man. There are commercials, there are video games, there is Toy Story obviously. There is so much. Green Army Man has been a popular toy. It was made I think around World War II or after it. But Green Army Men have always been a popular toy, and I know Hammer likes his somewhat ironic, patriotic nonsense. So I think Green Army Man, if he was given the bad box art Mega Man treatment by combining different sources, I think he would work really well. Yeah, it's based on the little guys in general in many games. Such as Heroes. Yeah, such as Heroes could be one thing that it could take. Army Men. I even owned a bucket of them when I was a little kid like ages ago. Yeah, me and my brother also owned several, like, we had brown army men, we had green army men, we had like red army men, and we had different vehicles for them. I think green army men would work really well, because they are a toy that go way back. Has there ever been a real toy rep in Lawl? Bat Hero. Yes, but Hammer make it a versus from 3DO game. Next up. Oh boy, LOL Chaos. I think there is only one choice for LOL Chaos. And for LOL Chaos, my idea is Von Lekaon from Zenless Zone Zero. You guys, this is a game that Lemmy really likes. Oh shit, a good rival for Green Army Man would be Trio from a town called Panic, where there's all Western toys everyone has. Yes, it's Von Lekaon. He's a crazy guy. He has a very nice voice and just to show how crazy he is, I'm gonna share this cutscene I found on him. Oh. Oh no, AT is here. Why him? That guy is cool, not as a joke. I would not suggest him as a joke. It's a legitimate, because Lemmy is a huge fan of. Like, I'm just gonna show. This cracks me up. Billy! Warning, you are all gonna die. Okay, now we see Von Lycan in action. The animation on this series is like freaking weird. It's super smooth and illumination-like. And then he climbs the freaking. And he has a kick-ass voice. He doesn't say anything in this one, but if you've heard of him, then you probably like, he has like this very deep and mysterious voice. If I remember right, he's kind of like a butler dude, I think. Yeah, he has. He is a butler fighter. Yeah, he's kind of, he's like Wolverine. Billy! Warning, you are all gonna fucking die. Yeah. And I actually asked, like, no, I'm not gonna add him in a LOL cassette, but he has, like, very, like, yeah, he would fit in really well. And now it's time for, out of no LOL Maximum, Ratzicle from Crash of the Titans games. Considering, maybe it's just because there is Skylanders characters in that game, so it sounds like you're making fun of him. No, I'm not. Ratzicle is, he does. Warning, say your prayers. Ratzicle, I don't think you could make a moveset for Crash of the Titans Crash. But I think Ratsicle would work really well to represent like different abilities of the giants. Again, this is only because there is a Skylanders characters in that roster, but there is also a bunch of Skrunklies, and I think Ratsicle would work really well. Oh, thank you, Josiah. I didn't know you were here either. What's with this crowd of people? There's 31 people watching this, holy shit. I guess that it's because we are getting to the current spin-offs. The new spin-offs, the kiddies, not kiddies, but like the spin-offs that people know and love. And spin-off ran by. For Smash Bros. Laughing 2, we have 8-bit Dirk the Daring. Well, obviously, because there are so many pixelated characters in Smash Bros. Laughing 2, I feel it would be only fair that. Speaking of Skrunklies, your avatar kinda looks like one too. Thank you. I love being a Skrunkly. Hebley is also a Skrunkly. Dick the Daring is the Dragon's Lair for NES is like painfully slow. And it would make a really good like satire moveset of sorts, because that game is very hard and but also very slow. And also we kind of just need Dragon's Lair representation in Lawl. And if you're not gonna do Dirk the Daring from actual Dragon's Lair, you can also do the 8-bit version. So yeah. For number 37, we have a Lawl Mecha, and my choice for that is Terry McScotty from Bakugan. And if you want, no wait, P-Daman. And I'm just gonna sell you P-Daman with the intro to the series. Well, there is only one like. P-Daman is kind of crazy. It's Snufkin. SpongeBob is SpongeBob. So the Finnish version of this intro is even more badass, because the singer has a very deep voice. Yeah, it's kind of like a kids anime, but I think Terry McScott would work greatly for LOL Mecha. All the main characters in the show have such good designs. You usually like see anime character designs, but they go actually wild and they have like random furry characters and just so many like different variants. But again, I showed you the English opening because, but the Finnish opening is even more like amazing. It's kind of hard to find, but I think it's a decent watch. I wish the full Finnish stuff was found. Alright, we are slowly getting to the end. And next up we have LOL Hearts, and for LOL Hearts, I summon Inuyasha. June, are you there? You will get. I think Inuyasha fits because you already have so many classic anime characters and what's the name of her? Rumiko something. Rumiko Takahashi, I think. She has distinct lack of representation in LoL. She made the Lam Invader, Urusei Yatsura, I think, and Inuyasha, and some other series. Conan. I don't think she made. No, she didn't make Conan. But she did make Inuyasha and Urusei Yatsura, and I think Inuyasha would fit greatly with LOL Hearts because of the like. We already got Kid Goku and Lupin the Third, and Yes, I think June is not here. I don't think she hasn't, or maybe she's kind of. I think she's out of work. I don't think I would ask. Well, I think Thomas Rep will work, but I think I like choosing like outside of. I have to go to sleep now. Have a good stream. Thank you. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that's great. Inuyasha is just really, really long, so be prepared for that. It's just shonen, so all shonens are very, very long. And for LOL XD, Tremorsaurus. So the reason I chose Tremorsaurus is because I watched like I saw LOL XD considered characters list and I saw the Cave Dweller. And I thought which mods, Minecraft mods are popular. And then I realized the Alex's caves are very highly received. So Tremorsaurus is kind of like the mascot for Alex's caves mod. So I went with Tremorsaurus. Plus we need more dinosaurs in LoL because nothing is cooler than dinosaurs. I love how the chat just goes dead silent anytime I introduce a character nobody recognizes. Okay, we have two more LOLs left. LOL Retro and LOL Ether. Probably two very good LOLs I'm a huge fan of. For LOL Retro, we need some Soviet animation representation. So here is Volk from Nupokodi. The kind of like a similar to Patamat, it's a very Tom and Jerry like cartoon, but the wolf is chasing a rabbit constantly, and there's a lot of Beastars jokes that people make about because you know it's a wolf and rabbit, and they are kind of like it's very their relationship is somewhat homoerotic. But I do think Soviet animation is very like good, like it's very underrated, like. And I think Nupokodi would be a great first Soviet rep. Yes, Russian Beastars. And yeah, the Beastars guy is in LoL Assault. And that leaves us with one more LoL. LoL Ether. Let's, well, I don't think LoL Swim. Well, LoL Swim is probably, I don't know when the next tier list update is, so I don't think LoL Swim is going to be counted in this, but LoL Aether's choice and the final one for this list is fuck, I forgot this guy's name. Quinn Mallory from the Sliders. Sliders is a show that I've actually had a character in consideration for Varvana, who's from a super obscure anime that I see no one talk about. Oh, I love that. That sounds super exciting. Anyways, Sliders, I only know this series recently came to my knowledge because of Phalos is doing a retrospective of it, which I find very funny. Sliders is because we are gonna see a lot of live action characters in LOL Ether, because I know they are doing like a working on a live action character. I think that was from Hypercube. So I think Quint Mallory fits that series' roster really well because they are like a traveler who travels into alternate dimensions. Why is it now I wanna see Charles Styles in cassette right now at the moment? I don't get it. Yeah, I think Quint Mallory would be. He's probably the most out there choice out of the show isn't very Mirai core, although it has John Rhys Davies, and John Rhys Davies is great in almost everything he's in. But Quint Mallory would be an interesting choice for LoL Ether. I'll see if the LoL Ether guy, I think, is currently on holiday or something, and they won't be around for a few months. But when they come back, I'm sure they will be interested to hear about my choice. And that's the whole list of characters. Any thoughts or questions? I'm gonna get some music to play. Any fighters for laws that aren't out yet? You see, I would have talked about LOL Retro if it wasn't out. But so many, sorry I'm late, just wanted to drop by and say hi. You're very late, but you can still ask questions, like I can repeat my reasons for some of the past entries. Smash Pass, King Crunchyman speak. Yes, I agree. For Smash Pass, it has a lot of like quirky indie type characters and playtime before she got in LoL Odyssey. I think for Smash Pass, I would suggest I think Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight would fit in Smash Pass pretty well, since it has that indie flair. Kind of similar to Sidestep, and you've got Chrome Dino and a bunch of other characters. Yeah, I'd say if I were to make this with Smash Pass in mind, I would make Hollow Knight. I said this before, but I think Purkinie. Anyways, you'd make Trip different from his Rolex incarnation. No idea. Because I don't remember a thing about Rolex's Trip moveset. I haven't watched it in years. I don't think I've ever watched it. I do know he has infinite grab, and his earlier the Albany, the Italy move from Trip's moveset is like Albany move in Steam's asset, but later on ironically. This was a rundown. I'm going to check Battletoads build now, since I got time on my hand now. Okay, see ya, Glacian. Yeah, everyone is saying Purkinie. That's how it's pronounced, Purkinie. Yeah, Purkinie would be a good boss from this LC, but I don't think I've ever shown any of his powers aside from any of their powers. I mean, aside from manipulation, Purkinie is kind of a. I'll probably talk about them, like, if you've got any more questions related to them, because a lot of fan art has been made of Purkinie lately, and I really like how people have kind of attached into Purkinie. I'm glad. My biggest worry was people were going to consider Purkinie a Deekes ripoff, but when Purkinie and Deekes are very similar characters, and I personally went out of my way to make Purkinie extremely different from Deekes. If you were to have one version of Mario get a moveset, which would it be? Lou Albario, without a doubt. Why Chris in Odyssey again? Because I think if Chris was in LoL Beatdown, it would probably be an overkill. And people would be afraid of making their own Deltarune and Undertale choices. And because Odyssey is kind of like Beatdown's sister LoL. So I think that's why they both have very perfect rosters. And I think Chris would be a very nice incarnation of Odyssey's response to Chris. How would Purkinie think of Lawless mod, since it's canonically run by a bunch of idiots and their location is a crappy model? Same with Hand. The thing about Purkinie is, and the False Kings in general, is that they are unable to for some reason they are unable to manifest themselves in any other LOL's location. Their only reach extends to LOL of the Lost, LOL Cassette, and Trosom LOL C. Because of my own theory being the wavelength theory, which is basically that different wavelengths let you visit different LOL. Yeah, Beatdown and I consider Beatdown and Odyssey like sibling LOLs. Although, and you know, Shad and Zap are very good friends, and both of them are extremely influential. Like, Shad started the golden era and Zap started the transitional era. There are so many similarities between Beatdown and Odyssey. But as for Purkenia, yeah, they would hate LOL, a lawless mod, and they would try to, they would have, but they can't do anything, which is why they don't show up in any fighters for All Stars. All Stars' roster is very familiar to me because of how many times Woody has posted it. I think, I suppose, well, I mean, they already have Milo. Nadia from Secret of Blue Water would probably fit, since they already have Milo from Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Who would not fit into C or Cassette? It's a long list. Any SML character, any character who is way too popular for their own good. I mean, at this point I'm kind of okay with popular characters, but characters like famous YouTubers or like brand thing, I mean, top of the brand, any Amazing Syndical Talk or circus character would really not fit. Why is the test with Dr. Reflex in his tones? Because of the pun. My test is what else, yeah? Do you plan on adding boss battles to Cassette? Yes, I am planning like a boss battle. Hopefully in a future edition of Cassette. And I think Lawless mod would sense. I think Purkenia would. Will stream be watchable after you're done? Def wanna go back and hear explanations for characters. Yes, I will. I always make my streams like watchable after they are done. That's. Most likely Snork would roast. You remember Snork's roasting of LOL Tolkien? He would roast Lawless mod 10 times worse. Any media you haven't seen get revved in LOL that you wanna see get made? I want any kind of Lord of the Rings representation in LOL. That's all I ask, because Lord of the Rings is so iconic. What about LOL Subspace, LOL Dummies, Uppercut and Alpha Reborn? It's kind of I'm not too familiar. I'm waiting until those LOLs debut to make my answer. How is Bad Sam doing? That's a curious question. I don't know if Bad Sam is in LOL. I said lore, I'm willing to hear fan theories about it. Who would win, Hugo or Moomins? Yeah, no, Hugo is very fragile. I think the Moomies would beat him. Kind of, we've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes now. I'll be taking mostly questions at this point before we wrap things up. Toon Gandalf when? I agree. Toon Gandalf when? I blame Snork for not giving us Toon Gandalf. My voice is really starting to give up. What if there was an AU where Connie was an actual character with a role in Tessen 0? Like he was not stuck in Dream World? Then that would be highly worrying. He would basically Connie would immediately team up with Spamton. Who do you think would be fit in Toonami's roster? I don't know, Toonami's roster is so big at this point. Is Joe dead in Cassette Tail lore? Yeah, Joe. Welcome to Joe's Ultimate Bus Ride. He will probably come back. If you could do a Pokemon rep for Cassette, who would it be? Well, Wraith, obviously. I was watching a video about Pokemon Snakewood before I started this stream. But also I have some other Pokemon-related ideas, but I don't want to spoil them. And obviously I am also planning Digimon-related characters. Any other questions anyone wants to ask me? Guess you Snob. Joe is the final boss of Cassette. He was behind it all. Exactly. We're going downhill! Joe Mama. Yeah. I hope this doesn't sound narcissistic. Who do you think would fit in my LOL? I know your LOL has Asterix and Obelix and a bunch of other characters, but I don't think I know really. Is there any fighters that will fit in LOL Mad? I already answered it. It was Cinema Snob. False King Joe. It would be nice to have any reps from any country. I agree. One rep from every country in the world by 2070. No, not really. But I really love like diverse representation of different countries in LoL. So I'm a huge buff of that. If you were to bring back a character from the main X vs Faces of Fear for TSLC and Cassette, who would it be? I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything. Which creepypasta character would you fit in LoL? There are so many. I'm surprised Slenderman hasn't been done yet. He was in one of White-Guys empty slots. What if Mirai was one of the False Kings? That would be ridiculous, because False Kings are supposed to be the personification of everything that I hate and fear. So if I were a False King, I would have become everything I ever hated. Is that Robin Williams for beatdown on one of his other characters? It's Robin Williams himself. Any Finnish rep you would like to see in other roles? No idea. I'm kind of, Baba is in Uppercut. That's really nice. Baba is a Finnish rep. I can't think of really anything else, but I would really like to see like more Finnish characters overall, besides, Red. Remember when you were going to do a Michael Eisner moveset? God, that was long ago. Michael Eisner, I can say, being a character in Law of the Lost. Is CD-ROM Hemulen Jessin to Otto Hammer supposed to reference how he's just Hemulen in the Salbai Super Bowl? That's an interesting idea. You could write a fan theory about it if you like. I like people doing like theories. That was not my intention, but I can confirm that Altering Cav, if CD-ROM Moomintroll was like in Altering Caverns a lot, he would probably eventually turn into 60s Moomintroll. Are you and Hammer willing to add Motu Patu into the DLC? You joke, but Hammer was unironically considering them at one point. Game Boy camera was my original choice for LOL meta option in this thing. But then I remembered that misfortune thing, and I went with the devil. Will there be any game modes that are unique from target test or race to the finish that you're interested to see in any law? I don't think so. I can't really think of anything right now. It would be really nice, but I'm not too much of like a fan of those little mini games. In LoL vs menu, make the don't fall asleep guy an enemy, much like how Skapok on the ramp. Those mini Olympians in the LoL subspace. Yes. What do you think of Mixed Universe so far? It has potential. What's the most out of left field idea you had for a fighter? I don't wanna spoil it. I do remember there was a time I wanted Egyptian hieroglyphics in LoL to be represented. I'm tempted to make a little roster thingy with characters people have said fit Nova. Oh, I like it. Wasn't there an anime duo in Troublesome LoL back at them? I don't remember who they were. Are you talking about Nate, Kita-kun and Whisper from Yokai Watch? Also next stream try doing the opposite by making which characters from each role could fit in cassette. Maybe. I have done like a meme at which characters would I do from other LoL's tier list. Yeah, LoL card. I think I said I don't really too well. I really can't say, Bruno. Sorry. If Milai's son gets revived, will they get try to get revenge on Gruntilda? I'm not too sure. Okay, my voice is about to collapse, so I really appreciate you all for your questions, but this was a fun stream and it was really fun to answer your questions. Thank you very much for watching my silly